The possibility of Ty Borden's reappearance has been a beacon of hope for countless Heartland enthusiasts since that poignant, unforgettable event in season 14. When Graham Wardle chose to depart from the series, it was more than a narrative shift. It was a profound moment that resonated deeply with the show's audience. Ty's unexpected passing didn't just signify the close of a chapter, it left an indelible mark on the followers who had witnessed his and Amy's love story blossom. For many years, we observed Ty's transformation from a troubled young man into a dedicated partner, parent, and healer. His departure created a void beyond just a character's absence. It was the loss of a moral anchor for Heartland, the quiet fortitude supporting Amy's strength, and the connection that held the Fleming Bartlett family together. His passing was a pivotal event, not only for Amy, who was then faced with raising Lindy alone, but for every viewer who had cherished the strength of their bond. Yet, now, new whispers of hope are emerging. Could Ty Borden actually return? Is there a potential future where his presence once more brightens the ranch? Let's explore what is known and what fans are envisioning as Ty Borden's legacy continues to resonate throughout Heartland. As demonstrated in recent seasons, Amy's path has been characterized by resilience, self-discovery, and inner strength, though it has also been shadowed by sorrow and loss. The lead-up to a potential return for Ty has been executed with considerable care. The writers allowed ample time for both the characters and the viewers to fully absorb the impact of Ty's absence. This wasn't a brief period of mourning, it was a storyline spanning multiple seasons that delved into the complexities of long-term healing and the persistent power of love. Amy Fleming's development since Ty's departure has been a significant transformation. Her journey from a grieving widow to a strong, independent mother and rancher has been a central emotional thread in Heartland's recent narrative. Every obstacle she has overcome, raising Lindy by herself, maintaining the ranch, and privately mourning the love of her life, has molded her into a more resilient individual, yet one still profoundly tied to her past. It is this gradual, authentic development that makes the prospect of Ty's return not merely surprising, but deeply moving. It wouldn't be just a plot development, it would be an event that redefines the series. For a while, fans have been engaged in speculation, fueled by vague social media updates, subtle suggestions from the show's creators, and the persistent hope that Ty might somehow reappear. And now, perhaps in a future season premiere, we might witness the culmination of this hope. A moment as stunning as it is heartfelt. Imagine an episode opening with a carefully curated montage of flashbacks, revisiting key moments in Ty's life, his challenging youth, his path to healing, his connection with Amy, and his growth into a loving father. These wouldn't be mere nostalgic snippets, they would be emotional touchstones, preparing the audience for what might unfold. They would remind us not only of the person Ty was, but of everything he and Amy faced together, the joys, the sorrows, and the unbreakable bond that has never truly diminished. Then a twist could emerge, one that reshapes everything previously understood. What if Ty Borden, long believed to be gone, had been alive, compelled to disappear due to a perilous undercover operation aimed at disrupting a wildlife smuggling syndicate? Recruited by a clandestine group, Ty might have chosen seclusion and silence over personal safety, driven by an overwhelming desire to protect his family above all else. This wouldn't be desertion, it would be an ultimate sacrifice, adding a profound dimension to his character. Ty has always been a protector, but such a mission would elevate that aspect of his nature to an extraordinary level. His return to Heartland would be a momentous occasion. Picture him, against the familiar backdrop of the ranch, where their love story began, stepping onto the well-known grounds, changed by time and hardship. A palpable tension would fill the air. Amy sees him, her world momentarily. The disbelief, the surge of long-suppressed emotions, the sheer intensity of that moment, it would be unforgettable. What might follow could be one of Amber Marshall's most emotionally rich performances. As Amy grapples with reconciling the elation of Ty's return with the agony of his long absence, their reunion wouldn't be simple or easy. It would be complex and authentic. The embrace they share would be a poignant, tearful convergence of relief, sorrow, love, and yearning, a resolution years in the making. But beneath that embrace, a tumult of unresolved emotions would lie. Amy wouldn't just be joyful, she would be angry, heartbroken, and desperate for explanations. And she wouldn't suppress those feelings. The ensuing emotional exchange would be a testament to strong storytelling. Amy would pour out her heart, expressing her truth about the loneliness, the sleepless nights, the pain of raising Lindy alone, and the anger of being left uninformed. Ty would listen, visibly weighed down by remorse, and then finally explain the reasons for his silence, the danger he faced, the lives that were at risk, and his desperate need to shield the two people he cherished most. This wouldn't be just a romantic reunion, it would be a moment of reckoning, a test of love, trust, and the capacity for forgiveness. And it would signal a new phase in their story, one centered on healing, difficult conversations, and the hope of rediscovering each other after an unimaginable period apart. Ty's return, if it happened, wouldn't be mere fanservice. It would be a triumph of emotional narrative, a moment that reclaims the essence of Heartland and reminds everyone why they connected with the show from the outset. One of the most touching aspects of such an episode would be Lindy meeting her father, truly understanding who he is for the first time. Lindy would have grown up with stories and images of Ty, feeling his absence in her young life, but encountering him in person would be an entirely different experience. A blend of curiosity, shyness, and anticipation would be visible in her eyes. She would have heard so much about him, but now she would need to reconcile those narratives with the man standing before her. The writers would need to handle this with immense care. Lindy's initial reserve would be natural, and Ty's interaction with her would be filled with patience and empathy. He would know he has missed a significant part of her life, and would be resolved to bridge that gap. Their developing bond would be one of the most uplifting elements of the storyline. Ty's inherent kindness would be evident as he gradually forges a connection with his daughter. Lindy's slow warming to Ty would be depicted with nuance, and it would be clear that this is the start of a renewed and vital relationship within the series. The scenes between Ty and Lindy would be among the most emotional, underscoring the significance of family and how, even after years of separation, the connection between a parent and child can be re-established. This father-daughter dynamic is something many viewers would have longed to see, and its portrayal would need to be fulfilling. The actors' chemistry would lend depth to these moments, making them some of the most memorable. Lou's reaction to Ty's return would likely be more intricate. As Amy's sister, she is fiercely protective and would be concerned about the emotional repercussions of Ty's reappearance on both Amy and Lindy. Lou has often been the pragmatic one, the voice of reason, and in such a situation, she couldn't help but voice her anxiety. She would be glad Ty is alive, but also wary of the potential fallout from his return. Her skepticism would stem from her love for Amy and her desire to protect her from more suffering. However, as the story unfolds, we might see Lou begin to soften. She would realize that Ty's return, though fraught with complications, also offers a possibility for healing. Lou's support would become crucial as Amy navigates the emotional turmoil of reuniting with Ty. Her journey in this storyline would involve balancing her protective instincts with an appreciation for forgiveness and second chances. Her conversations with Amy would be filled with wisdom and empathy, providing the support her sister needs during this challenging period. Lou would play a key role in helping Ty reintegrate into the family. She would act as a conduit between the past and the present, reminding both Ty and Amy of the love and support that have always been fundamental to their family. Lou's character arc in such a storyline would be subtle yet significant. She would be more than just a sister, she would be a confidant, a protector, and a source of strength for Amy and the entire family. Jack Bartlett has consistently been the steadfast core of the Heartland family, a man of few words but immense compassion. As the unwavering patriarch, Jack's response to Ty Borden's unexpected return would be profoundly moving. While others might express their emotions overtly, Jack's feelings would be conveyed through his gaze, the extended silence before he speaks, the slight tensing of his features. His reaction would be understated but carry immense weight. For Jack, Ty was more than just a ranch hand or a son-in-law. He was a son in every meaningful sense. Seeing him return to the ranch, alive and marked by his experiences, yet present, would reopen all the wounds left by his absence. Deep relief would fill Jack's heart, a profound gratitude that Ty is home and safe, but there would also be an unspoken sorrow for all the missed birthdays, the unshared milestones, the time that can never be recovered. Jack would bear this sorrow in his characteristic way, quietly, with dignity and grace. His silent processing of this emotional upheaval would be a study in subtlety, reflecting the immense love he holds for his family and his unwavering belief in redemption and the possibility of new beginnings. Jack and Ty's relationship has always been built on mutual respect, a bond forged not by blood but by shared principles and earned trust. In this imagined episode, Jack's role would be more critical than ever. He would be the anchor in a sea of emotional turbulence, the wise elder who reminds everyone of what truly matters: family, forgiveness, and the courage to start anew. In every interaction with Ty, there would be an undercurrent of unspoken understanding, a connection built over years of hard work, long conversations on the porch, and quiet rides across the ranch. And then a quietly powerful moment might occur. Jack would look Ty in the eye and simply say, "Welcome home, son." Just 3 words, but they would carry the weight of years. It wouldn't be just a greeting, it would be an absolution, a benediction, a father's way of conveying that he was never forgotten. In that instant, generations of love, pain, and healing would seem to pass between them. It would be storytelling at its most honest and intimate. As the episode draws to a close, Jack's steady presence would leave a lasting impression. He wouldn't need grand pronouncements or dramatic action. His calm, grounded support would be a guiding light for Ty, for Amy, and for the viewers who have followed this family's journey from its inception. With Ty back, the future would be uncertain, but Jack's quiet strength would remind everyone that no matter what challenges arise, the heart of Heartland will always beat strongest when the family stands united. A season premiere featuring such a return wouldn't just be about a character coming back, it would be about renewal, and through Jack's perspective, we would be reminded that time may pass, but love, especially the kind built on loyalty, respect, and second chances, endure. The show would handle Lindy's processing of her emotions with great sensitivity, allowing her to adjust at her own pace. Her initial shyness would gradually give way to curiosity as she begins to interact with Ty. The writers would craft these scenes with attention to detail, emphasizing the importance of allowing children to form their own connections and feelings. Ty, understanding the gravity of this moment, would approach Lindy with patience and empathy. He wouldn't press her but would let her come to him, respecting her space and emotions. As the episode continues, we would witness the emergence of a heartwarming father-daughter bond. Ty would make a deliberate effort to connect with Lindy, sharing stories and memories that help bridge the divide created by his absence. These moments would be tender and genuine, showcasing Ty's desire to be a part of Lindy's life and to make up for lost time. Lindy's interactions with Ty would also highlight her maturity and emotional astuteness. Despite her youth, she would ask insightful questions and express her feelings with clarity. The writers would do an excellent job of portraying Lindy as a well-developed character capable of navigating complex emotions. Her journey in this episode would be a testament to the show's dedication to exploring the impact of family dynamics on children. The return of Ty Borden has been a recurring thought for Heartland fans since his departure in season 14. Graham Wardle's choice to leave the show created a significant gap, not only in the storyline but also in the viewer's experience. His abrupt exit resulting from Ty's on-screen death established a new direction for the series, becoming a turning point that compelled Amy and by extension the entire Heartland family to navigate a world without him. As we've observed over the subsequent seasons, Amy's path has been marked by resilience, personal development, and strength, yet it has also been interwoven with grief and loss. The anticipation for Ty's potential return would have been carefully managed. The writers would have taken their time, allowing the characters and the audience to fully process the weight of Ty's absence. This wasn't merely a few episodes of mourning, it was a multi-season arc that explored the intricacies of long-term healing and the enduring nature of love. Amy's character development has been pivotal to this narrative. She has endured so much, raising Lindy independently, managing the ranch, and attempting to move forward while still feeling the presence of her past with Ty. This buildup would be crucial in making Ty's return as impactful and emotional as it could be. The discussions around Ty's return would have been ongoing for some time, with speculation, fan theories, and hints from the show's creators all contributing to the anticipation. Now, as we imagine a new season premiere, we are finally rewarded with the moment many have hoped for: the return of Ty Borden. The episode might begin with a series of flashbacks, taking us back to key moments in Ty's journey. These flashbacks would not just be a nostalgic look back, they would be essential in setting the emotional stage for his return. We would be reminded of the profound bond between Ty and Amy, the challenges they overcame together, and the love that has always been the bedrock of their relationship. These flashbacks would also remind us of the man Ty was: strong, compassionate, and deeply devoted to his family. As the episode transitions to the present, a significant revelation would be made. Ty has been alive all this time, involved in a dangerous covert operation. This twist would add an entirely new dimension to his character. We would learn that Ty was recruited by a secret organization to help dismantle a wildlife trafficking ring, a mission that necessitated him going off the grid and out of contact with everyone he loved. This mission was fraught with peril, and Ty knew that the only way to protect his family was to stay away. It was not a decision he made without deep consideration, and it's one that would have weighed heavily on him throughout his time away. The writers would have done an exceptional job of interweaving Ty's backstory with his present-day return. The mission wouldn't just be a narrative device to explain his absence. It would be a way of demonstrating Ty's growth and the sacrifices he was willing to make for a greater cause. It would also add a new layer of complexity to his character. Ty has always been a protector, but this mission would elevate that trait to a new level. It would be a testament to his character and his commitment to doing what's right, even when it meant sacrificing his own priority. Ty's return to Heartland would be one of the most emotional scenes in the show's history. The reunion would take place at the heart of the ranch, a place filled with memories for Ty and Amy. This setting would be perfect because it's not just a location, it's a symbol of their love, their shared life, and the family they built. When Ty first steps onto the ranch, there would be a moment of silence, a breath held in anticipation. Then Amy sees him. The shock would be undeniable. She would be frozen, unable to believe her eyes. This is the moment she's dreamed of, the moment she never thought would come. Her emotions would be a whirlwind: relief, joy, disbelief, and anger all rolled into one. Amber Marshall would deliver a stunning performance in this scene, capturing the complexity of Amy's emotions in a way that is both raw and beautiful. Ty's appearance would be rugged and worn, a sign of the hardships he's faced during his time away. Yet when he sees Amy, there would be a tenderness in his eyes, a vulnerability we haven't seen in him before. He would know his return will stir up a lot of emotions, and he would be prepared to face them. This wouldn't just be a physical return, it would be an emotional one. Ty and Amy's embrace would be a moment fans will remember for a long time. All the pain, all the separation would melt away in that hug, a beautifully crafted scene that would bring tears to the eyes of anyone who's followed their journey from the beginning. With a progression of impactful flashbacks carefully woven into the present-day scenes, a rich tapestry of recollections would be created that sets the stage for Ty's return. These flashbacks wouldn't just act as reminders of Ty's journey and his profound connection with Amy and the rest of the Heartland family. They would also evoke strong emotions and a deep sense of nostalgia. They would pull at the heartstrings of longtime fans, reigniting old feelings and memories associated with Ty's character. As the initial shock wears off, Amy's emotions would become more complex. She would be relieved that Ty is alive but also wrestle with feelings of anger and betrayal. The dialogue between Amy and Ty would be raw and honest, capturing the depth of their relationship. Amy would confront Ty about his decision to stay away, expressing her pain and disappointment. She would question why he didn't trust her enough to share his mission, highlighting her sense of hurt and betrayal. Ty in turn would explain the gravity of his mission and why he felt he had no choice but to stay away. He would share the dangers he faced and his fears for the safety of his loved ones. This conversation would be a pivotal moment in the episode, delving into the complexities of trust, love, and sacrifice. It would highlight the inner conflict both characters have endured and pave the way for their journey toward healing and reconciliation. Amy's vulnerability in the scene would be contrasted with her strength. She wouldn't shy away from expressing her pain, but also show a willingness to understand Ty's perspective. This nuanced portrayal of Amy's character would be a testament to the show's writing and Amber Marshall's performance. It would be a powerful reminder that love, despite its challenges, can endure and heal. Meeting her father for the first time would be another deeply moving aspect of the episode. As a young child, Lindy would have grown up without Ty, knowing him only through stories and photographs. This long-awaited meeting would be filled with anticipation, curiosity, and a touch of apprehension. When Lindy first lays eyes on Ty, the world would seem to pause. There would be a quiet awe in her expression, a beautiful mix of wonder, hesitation, and innocence. She would have heard the stories, seen the pictures, felt his absence, like a quiet ache, but standing face to face with the man she's only known through whispered memories would be an entirely new kind of magic. The show would capture this delicate moment with grace, giving Lindy the space to feel, to observe, and to find her own way forward. What unfolds would be one of the most moving arcs in the episode. Lindy's shyness would gently soften into curiosity and then into something deeper, a cautious but unmistakable bond beginning to bloom. Ty's approach would be gentle, thoughtful, and respectful. He wouldn't force the connection. He would wait, he would listen, and slowly Lindy would step into his world, one heartfelt moment at a time. As their bond begins to take shape, it would become clear that this isn't just a reunion, it's a reintroduction of hearts. Ty would share stories of his past and memories that paint a picture of who he is. Lindy in turn would bring her own quiet strength and honesty to each conversation. Despite her age, she would carry a wisdom that reflects the love and resilience she's been surrounded by all her life. These scenes between father and daughter would be tender, authentic, and beautifully written. They wouldn't just be about catching up. They would be about starting fresh, healing old wounds, and writing a new chapter together. And as this unforgettable episode comes to a close, we would be reminded of what makes Heartland so special: the unwavering strength of family, the healing power of love, and the hope that even after the darkest storm,